Hey everyone, James Reeves. You're watching TFBTV Gun Fest. Make sure to check our playlists, both on our main channel, TFBTV, and TFBTV Showtime. We're going to have the full Gun Fest 2021 playlist. Gun Fest 2021 being new products from your favorite manufacturers, including B&T. I'm with my buddies John and Mike from B&T. You guys have seen John before, and we have talked about this gun before, John, and I'm running out of patience. I'm running out of patience here. I know this gun is the VP-9.
Correct.
That's what we have. It looks like we've got something a little bit different. And I'm going to let you talk before I finish.
The question we get every year, VP-9, 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 when can we ever get a VP-9?
I've interviewed you guys in the past about the VP-9 before, as we've talked about. Very frustrated, a lot of anxiety and angst right here, right over on this side of the table.
Sure.
What is the VP-9 for people who don't know? Just to talk about the VP-9 before we get to the Station 6.
Sure. The VP-9, of course, was the modernized version of the old World War II well rod pistol, which if you're a gun historian, you're very familiar with the story behind the well rod pistol from World War II. So B&T developed the VP-9 as a modernized version of that as a contract weapon for some agencies, right? And then offered the gun also for sale in Europe as the veterinary pistol.
Gotcha.
Obviously, the name veterinary pistol speaks for itself, is about the intended uses. So then we roll fast forward into the next step on that, and U.S. production gun, the Station 6 9mm, and also the Station 6 45 auto.
Going to be a 9mm or 45. This is
Correct.
like a bolt action handgun. That's what
Sure.
it is. You and I know why that is, why it's designed that way, but if you could elaborate for the audience out there.
Well, sure, it just makes the gun that much quieter.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't have all the noise of the moving parts.
No
The
moving
slide.
action, you've got no gas or noise coming out of the action.
Correct.
Right, and it's even cool. I wish they could have heard that today. It's like this, like sci-fi decompression. Whenever you undo the little the bolt here at the back, you undo that and you hear like this. It's like this like high pitched like suction. It's really freaking cool. So yeah, that is the gist. You guys want to make a handgun that's as quiet as humanly possible.
Yep.
What's the barrel length? Am I looking at? Is it? Explain the interplay between the barrel and the suppressor for me.
Well, sure. So the suppressor fits on over the barrel, right? We can unscrew that just so everybody can see.
I was afraid to do that.
There we go.
I'm sure I was going to break something.
Oh, it's B&T.
Yeah, which
So-
means it would have been expensive.
Long
if I
process
did.
here. So there you see the end of the muzzle,
Sure.
right? And then the suppressor fits down all the way over that. All the great features of the VP-9, plus what we consider some good improvements. The first being that it takes a standard 1911 magazine, and that'll cross over to where it's a 1911 9mm magazine or a 45 auto, full size.
Right. So you have here, instead of the grip coming out with the magazine like the old VP-9,
Right,
which was, this is proprietary, right?
correct.
Instead of going with a proprietary component, you guys are now using a 9mm 1911 magazine, or for the 45, of course, a 45 1911 magazine.
Yeah, and I think that feature just makes it very shooter friendly.
Sure. And I think it's a great idea, but you've also kind of scored this, so if I wanted like to actually do the cut,
Sure.
and I can do it myself. Like get a little, I don't know, Bondo, super glue, something like that.
Do your garage gunsmithing,
Yeah,
hack job on a magazine,
right,
yes,
yeah.
you could make it work, yes.
Sure. I mean, and there are going to be a lot of idiots out there, who are going to be dicing this thing up, but I bet you're going to see an aftermarket of people who will do this professionally. Any other changes that I want to know about between the VP-9 and the Station 6?
I don't think so, other than, of course, it'll be available in 45 auto now too.
Of course, everybody's thinking right now, we've gone through all this, how much is it going to cost?
I'm thinking MSRP around $2,000.
For the 9 or the 45?
For the 9 or the 45, now that ships with a wiped suppressor, right? But there's also going to be made available training suppressors, which will be a regular baffle suppressor.
Okay.
Obviously not as quiet, but Obviously not the cool factor of the wipe suppressor either.
Right. But I'm getting the total package. I'm not buying the gun and then I've got to buy the can separately.
Comes as a set.
And the inverse of that question, could I theoretically buy the gun by itself without the suppressor?
No.
I didn't think so. I mean, why would you want to do that? It's proprietary.
It's a proprietary suppressor,
Yeah,
so I mean,
why would you
yeah.
like waste
Yeah.
your time doing that? Talk to me about the wipe suppressor. How many shots am I going to get out of this thing before I have to service the wipes?
Well, that's a loaded question, right? Depends
No pun
on
intended.
about how quiet you want it to be. Obviously, the more you use the suppressor, as the wipes use up, the pistol gets louder. So really, it depends on how quiet you want it to be.
Well, and you saw earlier today, we got almost 50 rounds through it
Yeah.
at the range, and you
It was still fine. You know,
to our
couldn't tell
ears,
the
you couldn't tell the
difference.
difference. So.
It's user serviceable though,
Yes.
so I can do this myself.
Yep.
Sure. What kind of cost am I looking at? Is it like servicing a Rolex or like changing my own oil?
It's nothing more than being able to put baffles, unscrew it, and replace the
that
baffles.
easy.
I mean, it's,
Okay.
yeah.
As I alluded to earlier in the video, I've got a bone to pick with you guys. John, we go way back. I have known you now for, 17 years.
Yep.
17 years. And you have lied to my face. Every year at NRAM, I know you guys have run into complications
Sure.
and so on. So tell me, be honest with me, John, is it really going to happen this time?
James, I mean, if we want to leave the gun room, I can go show you the guns on the shelf in the warehouse.
So you're telling me they are ready to ship as we sit here today, January 12, 2021. These are ready to go out.
The guns are sitting on the shelf. We're finishing up the suppressors as we speak. So definitely first quarter.
Okay, it's definitely happening first quarter of 2021.
The guns
I'm never coming back if you lie. If you break my heart one more time, John, you break my heart again, I'm never coming back. Thank you guys for having me. Thank you for talking to me about the Station 6 now. Very exciting. I like what you guys have done with it. I like the changes you've made. It's actually well thought out. I just can't wait. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. Speaking of believing it, you better believe that GunFest 2021 coverage is going to keep coming to you guys. Make sure to check out TFBTV main channel and TFBTV Showtime, our side channel. We're going to have playlists for all these videos on both of those channels. We'll be bringing you more. Stay tuned.